Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you might go about selecting a drilling contractor. Like all contractors, not all of them are created equal. Some have more experience than others. Some approach drilling from more of a scientific mindset rather than just doing what their dad did and their granddad did. Not that that's bad, but it just depends on what they did. Anyway, so here's a few questions you should ask your contractor before you make a decision on who you hire. One quick thing before I get to those is don't hire a drilling contractor based on price only. You definitely should consider other things besides price. If your drilling contractor is more expensive than some of the other ones, maybe they're worth it. So you want to keep that in mind and don't just arbitrarily make a decision based on the cheapest one. A well can be very expensive, especially if you have to drill more than one. So we want to try to prevent those things. So hopefully this will help you. So one question you want to ask is how they drill the well. So what do they do? What drilling system do they use? And why do they use it? If they're using mud rotary, for instance, are they using it because that's all they have, or because that's what everybody else does, or because that's appropriate for the local area and the local formation? Another one is when they're done putting the hole down, so they've got the well finished, they've encountered water, what do they do to develop the well, clean it up, or how do they prepare the well for development? For instance, if they're going to gravel pack or filter pack the well, that has to be done prior to development. They can do some basic development, but depending on how they're drilling. But if they're going to gravel pack, they've got to do that first, and you want to ask how they gravel pack the well. So gravel pack is they use material like this. This is various sizes of gravel, and in this little pamphlet you'll see a gravel size and then a related screen size. So the gravel material has to be sized to the screen, and the gravel also has to be assigned a size to the local formation. Most good drilling contractors that size their gravel based on the local formation, they'll make their gravel somewhere between 2.5 times bigger than the local material. You don't want it too big. Like in some places in West Texas, for instance, everybody goes with 3/8 gravel. Well, they're drilling in a sand formation, and what happens is that sand will infiltrate those bigger gaps left by 3/8 inch gravel, pea gravel, and it will cause potential clogging. It'll go through the screen if the screen's too small or too big, and it can damage the pump, it can clog the well, and the well can fail simply right after it's drilled. So you want to make sure that you talk to them about how they size it. There's lots of companies out there provide this type of material, and they'll help a drilling contractor, if they want it, determine what the right size of gravel material there is. When they the other thing you want to ask them is, how do they accomplish a yield assessment? Do they do it with a fairly long pump test, or they simply blow air or do whatever, bail the well, and get a rough estimate? A pump test is a critical component to finishing a well, because once you know the actual yield of the well, you can size the pump appropriately that will be used to finish putting the well together. So there's lots of little things you can do. If you want more information about how you can select the right drilling contractor, don't hesitate to call us at 800-251-2920. We'd love to help you. We help lots of people do that. We've done that for years, and we'd love to help you. Or go to Facebook.com/𝙤𝙦𝙪𝙖𝙡 and message us. We'll talk to you about whatever questions you have, whether it's about our services at 𝙤𝙤𝙪𝙖𝙡 or about just choosing the right drilling contractor and making sure you've made a good selection. All right, you guys have a good day. See you. Bye.